Hey everybody, this is Adam B. Levine from Let's Talk Bitcoin. We had so many new show submissions for the contest, we've opted to create a page where you can listen to all of them at your own pace. Visit letstalkbitcoin.com/contest to peruse the entire set, and feel free to vote for more than one. We'll be selecting multiple shows to join the network in Q1. Enjoy the show, and remember to vote at letstalkbitcoin.com/contest.
Bit News Talk, Episode 1, the pilot episode, recorded December 19th, 2013. Hi, you are listening to the very first ever pilot episode of Bit News Talk. My name is Christian Chu, and I'm just an average guy who owns a small business in a small town. I want to let you know about the format of this show. Now, since the format of this show will be interviews, I'm just going to sort of explain my goals with the show and let you hear about the format and the main reasons I think your small business should be getting involved in Bitcoin. The start of this weekly show will bring you a very brief overview of any news headlines regarding Bitcoin. So we won't spend much time on this, but we'll also ask the guest if they have any news they want to share, or if they'd like to make some comments on any of the latest headlines. And then we'll move right into the interview with the guest and get the ball rolling. As I said, I'm just a regular guy, a small business owner in a small town, and I've had some interest in Bitcoin for several years, but I've just recently sort of rekindled my interest and started trying to figure it all out. And in doing so, I feel like I've realized the power of the emerging Bitcoin economy and what that may mean for the small businesses that are willing to dive in and start accepting Bitcoins for payment. My main goal of this show is really to help bring in new businesses, bring them into the growing Bitcoin economy by really trying to break things down for business owners like myself that maybe haven't heard of Bitcoin, or for those that are already kind of sitting on the fence about accepting it now. We want to interview the leaders out there that are making things happen. These are the people that are creating the tools for merchants. They're helping businesses market their products and services to Bitcoin spending consumers. I'm sure you'll probably agree that in any economy, the currency has to be in circulation to be useful. And there are a lot of people out there that have been holding on to it, and they've seen their gains and the value increase. And they may be ready to start seriously spending as these values keep increasing and their gains keep increasing. Now, this is a great time for your business to start accepting Bitcoin, while many of these Bitcoin holders are feeling very wealthy. Now, don't take that in a bad way if you're one of those consumers, because this means you'll have vendors lining up to offer you great deals on quality goods and services. One thing that I really see the need for is a rating and review system. For many of the vendor directories that are out there, it's really difficult to tell anything about the vendor that you're looking at. It's essentially just lists of vendors from what I've found. Love to have your suggestions on some of the best sites to find merchants and vendors. This is one of the reasons why sites like eBay and Amazon are so successful, obviously, because they're able to prove the reputation of the vendors and the sellers using the reviews and the ratings from the consumers. Now, if you're a consumer, I also want this to be a great platform for you where you get to hear directly from a potential merchant, not in some ad, but in real life conversation about what they have to offer, what their opinions and ideas are. We really want to get to know these entrepreneurs that are taking action and pioneering in the Bitcoin marketplace. These are going to be the vendors who will be the favorites of the Bitcoiners, not these big box players that wait until the small businesses are already established before they come knocking on the door to become part of the Bitcoin economy and sort of crush the small businesses as they have done in the U.S. economy. I hear lots of talk from the investors and the consumer perspective, but not much from the actual merchants who sell in the Bitcoin marketplace. I must admit this is sort of a selfish project because I'm increasingly fascinated with the idea of a brand new economy sprouting up around the Bitcoin. I want to learn all about offering my products and services in the Bitcoin marketplace too, so I can't wait to get in and interview our guests and get some of my questions answered too. But I also want our listeners to submit their questions and concerns about entering the market as a merchant. But don't worry, I promise that my goal with this show has nothing to do with trying to sell you any of my products or services. I just want to let you know up front that I'm looking at this from the perspective of a merchant with a new potential market. And we want to look at that side of things a lot as we talk to merchants who are thinking about getting in or merchants who are already accepting Bitcoin. It's not that I couldn't reach the same potential market as I could by being in the Bitcoin economy. My business is print marketing and design, so it's a business to business market, and most business owners right now are not even thinking about accepting Bitcoin, and most of them in my area have never heard of it. My real interest in this whole process is that this economy is going to be built on relationships, and we're going to have to treat these relationships with respect, as the merchants are going to have to treat the consumers with a lot of respect, and the consumer will have to treat the merchant with a lot of respect. With irreversible transactions, the ability for anonymity in some ways. There are some things that you need to be careful of. So that leads me to the question, why do I think it is such a great new market? Some of you are going, well, it's not a new market. It's the same market. They're just using a different currency. Well, that's true, but now you've got a community of people who their community is revolving around this currency, which pulls them all together. And so, many of these people invested early as a speculative play and not primarily to jump into a new economy. As a small business owner and a marketing guy, I see great opportunity for those businesses that start accepting Bitcoin early in the game. Well, from this point on, as early as it can be from today. But, the potential consumers who bought the Bitcoin as an investment will now be looking for quality merchants to start spending their gains with. I mean, imagine if you bought a Bitcoin for $12 and now it's worth $700. So, if that were me, I'd be looking to spend some of that gain because I could use that $12 investment to purchase over $680 worth of goods and services. And that's $680 in US dollars worth of goods and services for my $12 investment. So hopefully business owners will see this great potential and be attracted to the market, the wealth that's in the market now. And the people in the market like to deal with people who accept Bitcoin. They can convert it over to cash and spend it, but they like to keep it in the Bitcoin. I think it may be interesting also to feature business owners that are considering accepting Bitcoin and track their progress if they decide to start accepting Bitcoin. And we could track that progress over the course of a year. I say let's team up and let's make this a great show. If you're an honest and dependable merchant, we want to help your business grow in the Bitcoin marketplace any way we can. And we hope that this can be a real opportunity to help you. I'm looking forward to many inspiring interviews from business owners who are making things happen or consumers who are using Bitcoin on a regular basis. I want to use this show as a way to let non-Bitcoiners know that the Bitcoin economy is growing and thriving by hearing from both consumers and merchants about their successes in the marketplace. I would love for you as the listeners to send in your questions that you may have if you're a business owner or a consumer. If you have suggestions for topics, resources, or guests, please contact me and let me know. If you would like to be a guest on the show yourself, I'd love to have you as well. And that's the Bit News Talk for the week. It's a little short since we don't have any interviews scheduled yet, but I hope you'll vote for us so we can dive into those interviews and help you get started on your journey into the Bitcoin marketplace as a merchant or a consumer. You can visit bitnewstalk.com. That's bitnewstalk.com for any show notes and resources we mention, and to sign up for our email list or contact me for any reason. And I would like to say thank you to Adam for extending the opportunity to grow into a network of people coming from all different angles so that we can get a broader overview of the entire Bitcoin economy. Thank you, Adam. Enjoy your days until we talk next time.
If you enjoyed the show you just listened to, visit letstalkbitcoin.com/contest and send 0.1 millibit or 0.0001 Bitcoin to the address indicated for that show. Thanks for helping.